Yeah, yeah. Apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know, attack move. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit, yeah. Keep going, like, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta, yeah, I smoke that dang. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knock it out the park like Hank. I've been doing them planks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my sane. Humanity so lame, fuck you and your gang. Speaking on the dead man's name, bitch. Yeah, yeah. Apply pressure from every angle, you feel me? Yeah, you know, attack move. Never fold, man. Nah, never fold, never quit, yeah. Keep going, like, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they gotta feel me, yeah. Now they finna feel me. I try to keep it cool, but niggas always act a fool. So now they gotta, yeah, I smoke that dang. Tryna get M's in the bank, fuck what they think. Knock a nigga whole mouth out. Come side me, top break, throw hands like Tank. Knock it out the park like Hank. I've been doing them planks, what you got on my drink? I've been trying to keep my sane. Humanity so lame, fuck you and your gang. Speaking on the dead man's name, bitch. Roll Tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second. All right, bro. All right. Now let's get to it, man. Roll Tide, Roll Tide, Roll Tide full of pride. K Dog finally speaks. K Dog finally speaks. A few topics to get into today. Pretty much all about Kalen Deboer and what he has to say about the team as a whole, the team in general. So we're gonna get into it and break it down. He speaks on the run game. He talks about what he wants to see from his quarterback room, Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, etc. He talks about what he wants to see from them. So we got a few things to talk about here. We know it was a lot of rumors and speculations that Michigan was trying to acquire him, that he was even entertaining it. Allegedly, that was false, according to K Dog, according to Kalen DeBoer. He wasn't interested in any school home, so that was all cap, right? Right. Yeah. Then I'm gonna get into speak on some freshmen, speak about 10 freshmen you should and may know who could contribute right away, who could definitely contribute this season, period. But before I dive into it and go any further, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with everybody you know. You come in the chat, like it up. I repeat, you come in the chat, like it up. Support the grind, support the channel. You know what it is, roll tide, full of pride, win, lose, or draw. But guess what? We come to win. Roll tide. So boom, let's go ahead and break it down and get into the first segment. Now, Kalen DeBoer, a lot on the line, a lot on the line, they may say, for Kalen DeBoer. As we know, going into year three of the new regime of the DeBoer era, how will it turn out? How will it pan out? How will things really go? What we gonna see? I repeat, what we gonna see, baby, for real, no cap. Some may say it's a lot of pressure on Kalen DeBoer this year. Can he continue? Will Alabama continue to progress, Holmes? Heavy to take the next step. Because we all know the standard is natty. I repeat, the standard is natty, right? Right. That has been a standard, Holmes, for years. Competing and winning at the highest level. I repeat, competing and winning at the highest level. That's the Bama way, you hear me? Heavy. Roll Tide. So Kalen DeBoer has a lot to prove. His coaching staff has a lot to prove. Even the players they brung in through the portal have a lot to prove. Young freshmen, sophomores, right, have a lot to prove, period, dog. No cap. So a lot going on in Alabama land. So we're going to see how it goes down. Let's go ahead and dive into the article. One second, man. Let's get into it right quick. So first, we're going to speak on Kalen DeBoer assesses the Alabama run game before spring practice. How does he feel about the run game as a whole, in general, and all that? So boom, Kalen DeBoer assesses Alabama run game before spring practice starts. And as we all know, right, right, roll tide. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. One of Alabama's biggest priorities will be to improve its run game. The Crimson Tide finished the 2025 campaign ranked 125th out of 136 teams in rushing offense with an average of 104.13 yards per game on the ground. Now, isn't that funny, Holmes? In the NFL, you will have a great run game, no cap. But in college, so many teams, huh? Boom, that's real piss poor. But that's unheard of for Bama, Holmes, period. They need to get back to murder ball. They need to get back to winning in the trenches, period. Bringing them dogs in. But we're gonna see how it go this year for sure. That has to be better this season. And Kalen DeBoer knows it, Entering his third spring as the Alabama head coach, DeBoer was asked what the biggest issue for the Tide offense was in 25. He pointed to multiple areas. I think it's a lot of things across the board. DeBoer told Bama Online in an exclusive sit-down interview. I think really what it comes down to is you got to execute, and execution is a lot of different things. Big facts, K Dog. I repeat, big facts, K Dog Holmes. But at the end of the day, guess what? Your coach has to coach as well. You hear me? Heavy. Your offensive coordinator has to make the right calls, K Dog. Now I understand, Holmes. You may not want to throw him under the bus right now, but execution is expected from everyone, right? Right. Even you. It was times in a season you didn't execute DeBoer. Yeah, no cap. I.e., prime example, the Indiana game. Your players felt what? Comfortable. They underestimated Indiana. Oh yeah. The news came out. I repeat, the news came out. So why were they taking them lightly, DeBoer, K Dog? That starts with you, Holmes, having your players mentally, physically prepared, spiritually prepared. And for damn show, I repeat, for damn show, not underestimating a great team like Indiana had. Period. No excuses, no damn excuses, man. So that falls on you, DeBoer. Of course, the players get blamed because why the hell ain't they locked in and zoned in, Holmes? But at the end of the day, preparation is key. And it starts with you, K Dog, period, homie. Heavy. So when you talk execution, when you talk everybody doing a job, bad. Make sure you're doing yours as well, K Dog. You hear me? Heavy. Roll Tide. Execution is communication to doing your job. And offensive line wise, it's so much trust that guys have to have in each other, familiarity with each other. That will be that will be very much the challenge again here with a lot of new faces on the offensive line. Hmm. A lot of guys came in through the portal, Holmes. No cap. It's gonna be a real battle, a real competitive spring. Don't be surprised to see some new faces starting in certain positions as well. One thing that potentially hampered last year's offensive line was the constant rotation at both guard spots and right tackle. And we talk about consistency, being able to build chemistry, familiarity, all that. Boom, it starts right there. Just having to rotate all the time can cause a major problem. Period, Holmes. Heavy. When you're trying to get that rhythm, find that rhythm, build that cohesion for real, yeah, you got to rotate a player here, rotate a player there. Now you need certain positions solidified. I repeat, you need certain positions solidified. Roll Tide full of pride. Build your trenches, solidify your damn trenches, man, for real on fourth and inches. Yeah. Some of it was out of necessity, the board noted, because of injuries, and there was also competition, but it didn't allow for the starting five to develop chemistry. Unfortunately, we weren't able to really find that community in jail, and that falls with the running backs too. Being able to be confident in the schemes and trusting their reads and those types of things too, the board said. Once again, you want your players to trust the scheme. Make sure the scheme is legit, Holmes. Make sure the scheme is proper, right? Right. Heavy, period. No cap. We talk about improving the run game, but you got a coordinator who just want to pass the ball. Doesn't add up. It's no balance there. So it's us just continuing to go back to work. It's us dialing in on what we feel we can do best. I feel like we were doing that last year, but we got to do an even better job of it. Hmm. Alabama lost 11 offensive linemen from last year's team, including 6 with starting experience, who leave behind 4 openings on the first team, with only Michael Carroll returning. Michael Carroll, a freshman last year, got some good reps, definitely played. So he went through the good and the bad times. You hear me? Heavy. got banged up, took his bumps and his bruises, but he's still here. So we're gonna see what Michael Carroll does. How does he step up? Does he take that next step? Period, bro. We're gonna see, does Michael Carroll, how does he perform? How does he come in? Does he build off last season? Does he continue? Is he continuing to get better? We shall find out, Holmes, for real. There we go. Boom. Back into it, man. There are players on last year's roster who could step up into those roles, like William Sanders and Jackson Lloyd. But the Tide also emphasized the position in recruiting and the transfer portal. We saw a lot of names come through the portal for the O line. You know, Rayson Delgatti, just to name one, Javin James, guys who are real contenders, guys who are really going to compete for their starting spot, period. There are 11 new offensive linemen on the 2026 roster, and that includes 6 transfers. Not only are there double digit newcomers, but Alabama also moved on from line coach Chris Kapalovic and brought in Adrian Clem to oversee the group. It was a move that DeBoer earlier attributed to lack of production. So far, DeBoer likes what he sees from the new guys. And Adrian Clem, all the experience in the world, Holmes. He's coached for he's coached on winning teams. He's a former NFL player, so he understands the game at a different level. So that's all a benefit and a plus for the Bama running game and the O line, as far as just bringing someone in here who can have these guys play real good football, physical football, improve technique and all that. Put them in certain situations. Yeah, bro, for real, homie. Heavy, roll tide. It was a move that DeBoer earlier attributed to a lack of production. So far, DeBoer likes what he sees from the new guys. I think there's a piece where there's a fresh start across the board for these guys, and I'm not going to question the work ethic of what these guys are doing right now, DeBoer said. Coach Clem and the crew are just putting one foot in front of the other every single day to get better. You got to love that for real, man. Respect. Love the mindset Coach Clem brings, the way he coaches, the way he teaches. He has a high standard, a high level of expectation for these guys, as well as himself. And we know, man, we know the standard is what? Win. The standard is what? Championship. I repeat, championship early. Roll tide. I think there's a piece. Oh, that's already read that one. Boom. We here with it. We haven't put a pad on. We haven't taken a snap and spring ball yet. But the work that's been done with what we can do now, it's been positive steps. It's what it's about, bro. Building that chemistry, building that real cohesion in the off season, becoming closer as well. Alabama's running back room lost 3 players, including leading rusher Jam Miller, and also brought in 3 players, including 5-star freshman Xavier Crowell. Some call him EJ Crowell. The returning group, led by Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, and AK Deer. AK Deer, pay attention to AK Deer. I think he can potentially be the starter when it's all said and done and the smoke clears. You hear me? Heavy. Expect him and Xavier Corral to make a lot of noise, Holmes, early. Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley will have a battle. Off rip, I'm sure off rip people will say, oh, Daniel Hill is the starter. True. Maybe he is the one, but not so fast, bro. You hear me? Heavy. He's going to have to earn it as well. We'll need to take the next step this offseason, as the Tide tailbacks only produced one 100-yard game. A damn shame. While only one player topped 300 yards, while Alabama lost Hollywood Smothers to Texas, the current stable of backs is promising. Yeah, we know the whole Hollywood Smothers situation. They need to fix the portal, revamp the portal, period. The guys that are coming in, they're young, and guys that are growing. Excited for them. Deboer said there were times when Daniel and Kevin had their moments, and them to be healthier here for spring, I think is really critical, especially for Daniel. It was really kind of the first time I've seen him completely healthy or as healthy as I've ever seen him, I guess. And then the young guys, especially with AK and EJ coming in, they're hungry. And so they're learning every single day. Got the potential to be some good running backs. And I'm telling you, Holmes, watch out for AK and EJ. No cap. Xavier Crowell is a real per talent, Holmes. I repeat, a real per talent, Holmes. Heavy. He could make some noise year one. I'm talking year one. Let me see here, man, because I'm figuring they got that there around yonder. They should have the other one too, then, huh? Let me see here, dog. Give me 1 second, dog. Let me see here. See what we got in this joint, man. Not recently. All right, bet. Not recently, yeah. Bet. I want to go back to this now. Alabama struggled on the ground most of the year last year, but over the final 3 games, the Tide only produced 48 combined rushing yards on 58 attempts, 0.83 yard per carry. Wow. The competition UA faced was stronger late as Georgia, Oklahoma, and Indiana all finished in the top 5 nationally in rushing defense. But establishing the run has to be a priority as it is this spring. Definitely got to establish the run. Ain't no way around it. You got to have some form of run game, baby. No cap. you know, just what it is, bro. Especially when the playoffs come, and they've always been able to run the ball. So get back to it, bro. Heavy. The competition UA faced, or I read that, I would say across the board, a lot of teams struggled to run the ball, especially as it got later into the season. The board said in the postseason, there were a lot of teams that the defensive lines and the defenses in general really did a nice job. Trenches as well there, trenches as well there too. Whether it's in non-conference, whether it's in conference or in the playoffs. Well, that's not the point, DeBoer. And it was a lot of teams who ran on you when the playoffs came. Indiana ran the ball down your throat on your defense. So it don't matter about which team struggled and didn't struggle. Bama struggled hard to run the ball, something that don't damn happen. So it's time to really get it in order, KOC. You hear me, K Dog? Really get it in order, man. No cap. Roll Tide. We can't be okay with that. We got to be able to run the ball when the defense has given us those opportunities to do it and be efficient. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You damn right, DeBoer. K Dog. Complimentary football homes. Complimentary football homes. You know. That's what it comes down to, bro. Period. Defense was elite. Defense was championship level. Care what nobody talking about. Last year, Alabama's defense was championship level. Holmes heavy. you know. Yeah, subtract that Indiana game and all that. And even the first half, they pretty much held it down. Then Ty Simpson fumbled. Then boom, the domino effect occurred. But they held it down really first half. Kept Bama in the game for real, like they did all season. hmm So that's the first segment of the live. Now we're gonna dive into K Dog speaking on specifically on Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, what he needs to see from them as the head coach. Now this is what year two he's been with Keelan, maybe year what four since he's been with Austin Mack. You know, Austin Mack followed him from Washington, right? Right. So Austin Mack has been in the system longer than Keelan Russell, but I keep saying it doesn't matter if you know anything about Keelan Russell, what does he do? He produces fast. He learns fast, Holmes. One year he's ranked 300 amongst QBs. Next year he's what? Number one QB in the class. Heavy. So he catches on quickly and swiftly. And this is year two for him in the Deboer offense. So he should be in a groove, Holmes, in a rhythm, ready to perform at the highest level. But I'm very excited about this QB battle, QB competition. No cap. The time is now. And we're going to see who pulls it out early, Holmes. Early. You know what I mean? Roll Tide. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead, dive in, and get into it. Give me 1 second, baby. You're heavy. Hold on now. Who that said now? Hold on now. Er, mhm, mhm. Run game, go back one. Mhm, mhm, mm. Back to that joint, man. Hold on 1 second. I check that joint again. Hold on. That's the one right there. Somebody had a video to that joint. You heard me? Heavy. Come on now. Right, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Bola, bola, bola. Boom. All right, so we're gonna get here to next stuff for the board. What he's speaking on the QB, the whole QB battle. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into that. I guess the board had a lot to say. I guess he had a lot to say about Austin Mack and Keelan Russell. Maybe, baby. Let's get into it right now. What Kalen Deboer needs to see from Austin Mack, Keelan Russell this spring. And I'm sure he's gonna see a lot. It's gonna be a real battle. Period. We got here. David Bolt in the building. David Bolt in the building. What up, big dog? What up, my levy dog? You hear me? Heavy. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Coming to you from Washington, D.C. Great job. We need a bell cow running back like Alabama had in the past. Appreciate you, David Bolt. And you talking facts, you kicking facts here. I repeat, Holmes, David Bolt coming in hot, kicking per facts, Holmes. Heavy. Roll Tide, roll Tide. Matter of fact, where the sirens at, man? Yeah. Bitch, yeah. You hear me? Heavy. Oh, yeah, man. Shout out DC too. Shout out Washington DC as well. You hear me? Heavy, man. Shout out David Bolt in the building. Once again, man, you come in the chat, like it up. I repeat, like it up, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with everybody. You know why not? It takes less than 1 second. Support the ground, support the channel. Let's get to it right now. Let me see it. Let's break it down in the boogie down town. Alabama's first spring practice is on Sunday, March 8th, as we all know, and all eyes will be on the Crimson Tide's quarterback competition between Austin Mack and Kalen Russell. Oh, yeah, it's a big competition, a great competition moving forward coming up. Are y'all ready? Let me know. Are y'all ready? Matter of fact, bro, let me know in the chat who you got winning the competition, the QB competition battle. You got Austin Mack or Keelan Russell being your one. Who do you think will be the number one quarterback coming in going in to next season? Who will win this spring battle? I must know. Let me know, bro. Fire chat up, Holmes. I repeat, fire the chat up, Holmes. Heavy. You hear me? Roll Tide. My opinion, it could go either way. Yeah, I'm sure they both putting work in. You see Austin Mack out there with my brother JJ McCarthy getting it in with John Beck. So Austin Mack taking this offseason very serious, taking the NFL very serious even. And if you know John Beck, he produced the Drew Breeses, Jalen Hurts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Huh? And they said Jalen Hurts couldn't be a quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. They said Drew Brees was too small, right? Right. So what are we talking about here around yonder? No cap. Roll Tide. So we shall see. But if you ask me, it's gonna be a phenomenal atmosphere, a phenomenal competition, maybe one of the best we have ever seen. You understand? Yeah. Mack and Russell are top candidates to replace Ty Simpson behind center this fall. They both battled Simpson last offseason, but the soon to be NFL draft pick exited spring drills as the favorite to win the starting job. Shout out Ty Simpson. Shout out Ty Simpson for staying loyal to Bama at the end of the day, Holmes, period. He could have took a big bag elsewhere, Miami, Tennessee. He said, no, I want to leave my legacy intact in Bama, what I did, right? He has integrity, morals, and principles. He couldn't be bought at the end of the day. And he believes in his talent, I'm sure. And I hope he goes to the right team that puts him in the best situation to win and perform well. Here we go. This year, however, feels like a true position competition. Big facts, no cap. Last year, I think Ty separated himself enough to where it kind of felt like, okay, he is the leader in the pack, said Alabama head coach Kalen Deboer in an exclusive interview with Bama Online. And I don't know, maybe this spring will show something different. But in everything we know up to this point, leads us to believe it's going to be two guys really playing at a high level, and that's a great problem for us to have. And the board understands it's very important. Your depth chart is very important. So at least they can have the luxury of or be comfortable with knowing they have a legitimate backup who whoever the starter may be, right? Come on, Holmes. You have great talent in the QB room. And not to mention who will be your three, your QB3, huh? One of the touted, one of the highly touted freshmen coming in the building. So we should feel very good about this Alabama QB room. No matter who the one is, the two will be capable of stepping in and performing at a high level, baby. Right, right. Roll Tide. Mack is now the oldest quarterback on the Tide's roster as he will enter his fourth year at the college level and third at Alabama after following DeBoer and company from Washington. Yeah. Now a redshirt junior, Mack was the Tide's first quarterback off the bench this past season, and he threw for 228 yards and two touchdowns on 24 of 32 passing, 75% in 4 games. And we saw the talent Mac has to offer and what he brings to the table, Holmes. Heavy. Let's not sleep on Mac. I mean, the man is 6'6", 200 plus pounds, 220 plus, and he can run, and he can move, and he can maneuver in that pocket, and he got the rocket forearm. Now, Keelan Russell may be more accurate, but you cannot deny the power in Mac's arm. And he's putting all the work in this offseason. Like I say, working with John Beck, one of the best QB trainers in the game. So Austin Mack trying to bring that pain. You hear me? Heavy.
So let's put some respect on Austin Mack's name for a little bit round yonder, baby. No cap. And we saw flashes from him. We saw flashes from Keelan Russell. It could go either way. But Mac, he's like that. Shit yeah, roll tide. Mac stepped in and closed out the Rose Bowl, lost to Indiana after Simpson suffered a cracked rib, which that was Ty Simpson's fault. Holmes, heavy. He would have got down, boom. You might even scored a touchdown or at least got three. It is what it is. Roll tide. See you next year. What does DeBoer and the Alabama staff need to see from Mac during spring practice? Shit. Consistency, Holmes. Heavy. Understanding of the offense, Holmes. Period. Let's go. I think just continue to do what he's been doing, especially the last 12 months. DeBoer said of Mac. He knows our offense, and he's bringing other guys with him now. As his leadership role last season and now continues to grow, the team has confidence in him. There really isn't a doubt in my mind with that. And that's very important, Holmes. Very important for the team to believe in the quarterback. Why? Because the quarterback is the ultimate leader. He must lead the team, right? Right. They're relying on him, they're leaning on him. Sometimes to even put the team on his back and rock and roll with it and lock in with it. So it's very important that the players trust their QB like their QB. They respect, right? And have confidence and belief in their QB to put them in the best positions to win as well. You hear me? Heavy. To deliver the throw homes. You hear me? Heavy. No way around it. Yeah, so it's much more than just about talent. I mean, it's about talent, of course, who's the best, but it's about leadership, chemistry, continuity, all that, right? What does this quarterback bring to the table? How does he react under pressure? Does he fold? Does he stay calm? Does he stand in the pocket and let it rock it out, dog? You hear me? Heavy, right? Does he fold in chaos, game on the line, or does he keep his composure and rock and roll with it and lock in with it, Holmes? Period. Is he ready for the big lights, the prime time games? Period. So we gonna see for sure. Once again, don't sleep on Mac, especially now we know the players have confidence in him. Hey, bro, it's not automatically Keelan Russell as your QB1, bro, for real. So whoever is saying that is highly mistaken. I don't care what they talking about around yonder. Especially this year 3 in, K Dog know what he has to prove. I repeat, K Dog knows what he has to prove in year 3. All eyes on him, right? All eyes on Bama. Can they progress? Can they do better, or will they take a step back? You lost a lot of players. How will they react? Can you develop your players you got through the portal and have them prepared to play early? Are the players you brung in from the portal worth a damn, man? Are they worth a damn anyway? So a lot of questions surrounding this Bama team. Oh yeah, he knows our offense, and he's bringing other guys with him now as his leadership role last season and now continues to grow. Already read that part, but let's get it. The team has confidence in him. There really isn't a doubt in my mind with that. Mm. So it's just the high expectations that we have for him and he has for himself to make all those throws when they're there. Take those calculated risks when you need to, but just keep building because he really, over the last year, has done a really good job of continuing to develop. Hmm. He works extremely hard. The guys see that. It's paid off for him individually. Like you say, man, his peers, dog, his peers see it. They see him putting in the work and they respect it. No, they ain't hating on him. Guess what? They respect it, man. No cap. And they rocking and rolling with him. So Keelan Russell gonna have to bring his A game. He gonna have to step up as a leader as well. Period, Holmes. Heavy. Sophomore year 2 in, I don't care. He want to be the QB1. He want to win the battle. He gonna have to step up in leadership too. Whether it means what, bruh? Leading by example, being more vocal, whatever the case may be. Probably both at the end of the day, right? Probably both for real. But he's going to have to take this to another level, dog. Period. No cap. Roll tide. I just think it's paid off for him. I just think it's paid off from the leadership role and the buy-in that people have in him. Russell was the first high school quarterback to commit in the DeBoer era, and the former five-star recruit preserved a year eligibility by only appearing in 2 games this fall. Shout out to him for playing the game properly, right? Right. Roll Tide. Russell saw the field against ULM and Eastern Illinois, and the true freshman threw for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11 of 15 passing, 73.3%. Both touchdown passes came against ULM. Oh yeah, roll tide. And we saw flashes from Keelan Russell as well. Definitely saw flashes from him, dog. As far as touch on the ball, he's probably more accurate than Austin Mack. Yeah, I would say he's a more accurate thrower than Mac Holmes. Yeah, but Mac arm is very powerful, very powerful, man. And Mac is really a secret weapon, low key. Ain't no damn low key to it. High key. Mac is really a secret weapon. Why? I mean, he's 6'6", Holmes, 220 plus, and he can run fast. Huh? He can run fast. He's no slouch when it comes to mobility and maneuvering and moving and grooving in that pocket and getting outside that pocket, right? Then delivering a great throw with that rocket. Oh, yeah. So it's no games here. They got to bring their A game to the table, right? Right. Man, sharpen man, iron, sharpen iron. So who gonna get it down there, bruh? Yeah. Very exciting, Holmes. Period. Oh yeah. What does Russell need to show his coaches in his second spring on the Alabama campus? Well, here's what DeBoer said. Heavy. Keelan got a lot of reps, and we were very intentional with that last spring and fall, DeBoer said. I think that really got him to the point where he feels comfortable with the offense. Not near as many reps in the system as Austin, but enough for us to see what he's capable of. Oh, yeah. And so now it's just more high level reps. You're not taking as many twos and threes. You're taking all ones and twos and getting to do it with the guys who are the starters around you. So once again, producing, making him better, all part of development as well. Here we go. I think a lot of it is you see the tools that he has, just decision making, process like any quarterback would, and just going and doing what he does. Very talented, man. Like I always say, that equals what, Holmes? That equates to what, Holmes? His football IQ. You hear me? Period. Right? His knowledge of the game. Period. Yeah. Everything the board just said and mentioned equates to that. Him being a real smart player. Him understanding the quarterback position, Holmes, heavy. And if he can bring it all together and translate it to the field in the locker room as far as the leadership goes, the championship mentality goes, but stepping up and getting and gaining the confidence and belief of his peers, of his players, of his brothers in the room, that will go a long way. But the talent is there. I mean, it's been there. Shit. We all know that. I mean, yeah, roll tide. Alabama named Simpson is starting quarterback nearly 3 weeks before its 2025 opener at Florida State. Is that the timetable that DeBoer wants to decide on his 2026 signal caller? To me, a couple weeks before the first game is always really kind of your end all, and that to me is what worked for us. DeBoer said, but last year we pulled the trigger on Ty probably even earlier than what we thought, just because we felt like we knew. Hmm. Some say Mac was close in the race as well. Is it cap or was it facts? I repeat, bro, let me know. You had some media saying that Austin Mack was close in the battle. That him and Ty Simpson was right there, nail to nail, foot to foot, heel to heel. Was it true or was it cap? Gotta pay attention, bro. Gotta be real aware. Yeah. But what if Mack and Russell are neck and neck throughout the spring, summer, and fall camp? Would DeBoer be open to playing two quarterbacks, at least early on in the tie schedule? I'd rather not, but I guess we'll see if we get to that point, he said. And I feel him on that, bro. I would definitely prefer it to be yeah, definitely be one quarterback starting who is named your starter. I mean, if you want a rotation here or there, or bring a certain quarterback in certain situations, all right, bet I'm cool with it. But at the end of the day, Holmes, I want them to name a quarterback, name a starter, and lean on him. For real, dog. No cap. By the time the regular season comes, they should have named a starter already. Point blank, period. No cap. Come on now. Yeah, man. Stop the cap. So we know it was a lot of rumors and speculations. Oh, the board wanted to leave. The board wanted to go. Oh, he didn't like it here. He didn't like it there. Oh, he was interested. He was entertaining Michigan. Michigan was going after the board. All the rumors and stuff in the talk. Basically, the board has killed that noise, bro. I repeat, he has killed that noise. Let me go ahead and dive right in. Oh yeah. Kalen Deboer opens up about interest from other schools. He says, I never talk to anyone. So all the people lying and talking about, oh, DeBoer to Michigan, and he's talking, and this, and he, DeBoer's gonna leave. Even some Vikings fans, right, man? Even media content creators, dog, saying, oh man, all the analysts and so-called experts, oh, it's some truth to it. It's some truth to it. It's something now. Watch out for DeBoer to Michigan, Holmes. Oh, if they lose to Oklahoma, oh, DeBoer's job is on the line. Come on, bro. Stop the cap. I'm finally glad Kalen DeBoer came out, spoke up, and said something about it, and got down to the nitty gritty. Come on, man, for real. Kalen DeBoer is preparing for the start of his third spring as Alabama's head football coach. But 3 months ago, rumors swirled that DeBoer might be on the move. Poppycock. He was linked to head coaching openings at Penn State and Michigan, and publicly refuted his interest in leaving the Crimson Tide to coach another program. With 3 days before Alabama hits the Thomas Drew practice field for the first time, he reiterated his commitment to UA. I never talked to anyone, not once. I didn't talk to anyone. DeBoer told Bama Online in an exclusive sit-down interview. I was here at Alabama, and I don't know how I could talk to someone and look my team in the eye when I get in front of them each and every day when we're in the middle of a playoff run. See, that's why I like you, K Dog. You hear me? Heavy. Huh? I know it's something about you that I like, K Dog, huh? Yeah, my boy. Yeah, man. Roll Tide. I love what he just said, bro. I love what he just said. First off, he put all the bullshit to bed. But then that right there just, gave him more confidence with his players, right? Just allowed the players to put more trust, way more trust in him, Holmes. No cap. Oh yeah, him saying that, him making that statement right there, baby. Oh man, the players are really locked in. I guarantee they're so locked in, even more. you know, just him putting the emphasis on, oh no, I was never gonna leave. He say, I'm gonna sit here and look at my players' faces and lie to them and say I'm here for him and really with him, but thinking about another job. So I'm glad Kalen DeBoer made it be clear, dog, that he's locked in and he's rocking and rolling with Bama for the long haul. But trust me, bro. Trust me, dog. That goes a long way in the locker room. with how hard the players want to play for him, perform for him, dominate for him, put it all on the line for him, right? That belief, bro, that trust, yeah, that he has their best interest at hand. Telling you, bro, here come Bama, roll tide, let's dive back in. Mm. He was linked to head coaching openings at Penn State and Michigan. Oh, I'm way past that. You hear me, heavy? Let's get down to it. Penn State ultimately hired Iowa State's Matt Campbell, while Michigan brought in Utah's Kyle Whittingham. DeBoer continued to coach the Crimson Tide to a playoff win over Oklahoma and then a Rose Bowl appearance. The road win over the Sooners ended most of the speculation around Michigan. Oh yeah, you remember they was talking, oh, if Oklahoma beats Bama, DeBoer's going to Michigan, right? I believe Paul Feinbaum even spoke on that. I believe he leaned towards Holmes that DeBoer would leave, that K Dog would be gone, and maybe even fired if they lost to Oklahoma. Period. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember that very vividly. Yeah. Let's get to it, man. Boom. You hear me? Heavy. DeBoer continued to coach the Crimson Tide to a playoff win over Oklahoma and then a Rose Bowl appearance. The road win over the Sooners ended most of the speculation around Michigan, as reports were the Wolverines would zero in on DeBoer had he lost. Huh? My point exactly. Huh? So stop the cab. Oh yeah, bitch, yeah. The Alabama head coach was asked about the rumblings multiple times and even released a statement with his intentions to remain in Tuscaloosa. Hmm. But did the outside noise ever become a distraction for him or the Tide players? DeBoer said the team never questioned his plans. The first time that there were rumors, I actually asked a couple of the upperclassmen one time. I said, hey, is this an issue? And they said, no, coach, we're good. DeBoer said. And see, that right there shows you and tells you DeBoer K Dog is really for the players. You know, how they feel, what they feel matters. So don't be surprised when they go in that field next year and put it on the line for DeBoer. Damn near crash out on the field, right? For DeBoer Holmes, no cap. I'm talking about crash out on the damn field, no cap, roll tide, right? So I'm glad DeBoer did this interview. I'm glad DeBoer spoke up for real, bro. Heavy, very important for the team morale, team confidence, team chemistry, and all that. Oh yeah, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Roll tide. Here we come. I think they can feel it in me how important they are to me and this team and our success and what we were trying to do. And so they said we're good. And I'm sure our conversations and any conversations would be a distraction, I guess, and every little bit matters. But I never got asked by any of our players once about anything in that regard. Respect. Hmm. Uninformed pundits claimed DeBoer and his family could be unhappy at Alabama. Just like they said, uninformed, dog. The media, Holmes, heavy, I repeat, the media. Reaching for a story, huh? Reaching for a story, huh? Heavy. The beat writers, dog, content creators, all that, Bama media, all that. Uninformed pundits, including the analysts and so-called experts, even the people at ESPN with they punk ass. Oh yeah, we ain't forgot. We ain't forgot, bro. How y'all did Rondell Moore, ESPN with your punk ass, huh? Yeah. And old boy coming out there doing that fake trumped up apology. Man, stop the cab, bro, huh? Stop the cab, Holmes. You a Joe. You hear me? Heavy. Jive turkey punk chomp. Smooth criminal, man. Smooth criminal, man. Yeah. You know, but just like they said, uninformed pundits claimed DeBoer and his family could be unhappy at Alabama. Hmm. Wow. Especially with the lofty expectations of the Tide fan base. But DeBoer repeatedly said that isn't the case. Since his first year on the job, he compared Tuscaloosa to his hometown of Sioux Falls. Wow. My family loves it, Deboer said. My daughter enjoys going to school here. Man, it's great living here. It's very similar, honestly, to what I felt in the rural areas that I lived in, especially from South Dakota. Even Fresno has a little bit of a rural feel. So once again, bro, the board making it clear. Matter of fact, where the siren at around this bitch, baby? You hear me? Heavy. The board making it very clear. Come on, man. Come on now, bro. One more again for real. Crazy work. I repeat, crazy work, baby. No cap. Motherfucker just say anything, make up anything. And people really run with it and rock and roll with it. Wow, bro. Period, bro. Bullshit, period, man. Here we go. Shoot. I think the job itself is complicated, but from a living standpoint, it's pretty easy living. I know it's going to take me 12 minutes to get to work every single day. Comfortable there. I'm not caught in traffic. I can't remember the last time I was ever caught in any traffic. Here, bro. Shout out to the South, word of mouth. Roll Tide. Oh yeah. I think everyone that comes here, we remind ourselves what we signed up for, what the expectations are, whether it's staff or players. This place is special. This place is great, and we want to continue to make it better for those that come after us someday down the road. DeBoer is 20-8 at Alabama. Not a bad record for real as far as wins losses, but it's still not the standard at all. We need to dominate even more. Period. Roll Tide. Losing 4 games each of his first 2 years, the program took a step in the right direction last year, returning to the college football playoff, but it lost to Indiana in Pasadena in a disappointing 38-3 conclusion to the 2025 campaign. Even before that, even before that loss, some questioned if DeBoer wanted to deal with the pressure of a place like Alabama. He knows expectations are sky high and he hasn't backed down from the challenge. Got to respect DeBoer for that. You know, K Dog want all the smoke, no joke. I think the pressure you always put on yourself, at least that's the way it's been for me, going back to when really there was a very few people watching. DeBoer said. Oh yeah. It is different because there's a lot of talk. I think to me it's trying to insulate your program from listening to the noise. And that was probably the hardest part of the job for me personally. Oh yeah, bro. Social media, fan base on campus, family members, friends, fake family, all that. You hear me? No cap. Media analyst, ESPN, all that. So it's definitely a lot to keep up with and control. But hey, that's why he took the job, right? Right. Lock in, DeBoer. I repeat, dog. Lock in. You hear me? Heavy. That's why you're getting paid the big guapino, federale, denali, right? Machismo, linguine, fettuccine, baby. Fettuccine, huh? You hear me? Heavy, man. No cap. I got to continue to evolve. You have to in all the areas. Big facts, no cap. Because that's what is going to happen in college athletics and the sport itself. But there's enough of a foundation to where even though I need to adjust things, I also know that there's elements and principles that are part of how I want to do things, facts, that are critical to building as good a football program as you can in the country. And Nick Saban had to do the same thing as well, right? Right. Period, bro. No cap. Ain't no way around it. It was a different time of college football, but Nick Saban still had to adjust in certain areas at certain times, from even bringing in Lane Kiffin to modify his offense to improve his offense so Saban could catch up. He saw where the offensive game was going in the college football realm, just like he saw where the transfer portal was going, the whole NIL situation was going homes. So Nick Saban peeped everything, period. but he adapted as well, right? It was different things he adapted to, but he still had to adapt when it was all said and done, when the smoke cleared. Recruiting homes, recruiting battles, period. All that. Yeah. Bringing in new coaches, huh? Losing coaches, recruiting, bringing in players, really good players on a year to year basis, fighting against other teams, fighting against the Georgias, the Floridas homes, heavy, making players believe, right? Yeah, bro. After that '08 season, making players believe, right? Yeah, real, bro. So it's time for K Dog to step up. Yeah, that's all it is. Ain't no way around it. Yeah, time for K Dog to step up his game. Real, man. So we on the last segment of the live. 10 freshmen who you should know. I repeat, 10 freshmen on who you should know. Let's go ahead right in. Matter of fact, I'll be back. Give me 1 second. Take a little intermission, about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes, bro. 1 second. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's see what this article, how long this article is anyway. Hold on 1 second. But yeah, Deboer, bro, a lot to prove, a lot to prove. But I'm so glad he came out and finally spoke up about that situation, because it was so much lying going on, so much cap going on, man. For real, Holmes, heavy. It was so much bullshit being put in the air before the playoff as well. So causing even more of a distraction potentially, you know? Period. Crazy work, Holmes. Crazy work. Oh yeah. 1 second. I may get into some more recruiting news for a little bit after this segment, but we gonna see. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Actually, hold on. No, before this segment, we got this segment, another divorce segment. Now, Kalen Deboer says every area of the team needs to improve. I'm glad he definitely said that, bro, because he's absolutely correct, Holmes. Heavy, no cap. I repeat, he said every area of the team needs to improve. Pay attention, dog. Deboer, K Dog is learning, period. Here we go. Kalen Deboer offers outlook on year 3 at Alabama. Mhm. So he says, yeah, every area just needs to improve. DeBoer told Bama Online in an exclusive sit-down interview. Hmm. The Crimson Tide finished the 2025 season with an 11-4 record, reaching the SEC title game and college football playoff. Alabama got revenge over Oklahoma, defeating the Sooners, on the road after losing in November. But like everyone else on Indiana's schedule, the Crimson Tide couldn't take down Fernando Mendoza and company in the granddaddy of them all. Alabama's 2025 campaign marked the second year in a row that the team lost 4 games. But with the veteran roster, the Tide took a step in the right direction in year 2 of DeBoer's tenure. Big facts, no cap. We talk about progress improving every year. You can't deny the fact that what they definitely improved every year, Holmes. You cannot deny that fact. Heavy. Roll Tide. A total of 40 players left Tuscaloosa either to enter the NFL draft or the transfer portal or because of running out of eligibility, however, leaving the program with less experience for 2026. Hmm. Position groups like the offense and defensive lines, inside linebacker and wide receiver were most impacted by departures. Hmm. But the third year coach believes in his current roster, which will feature more than 50 new players, including walk ons, when the season opener arrives. As long as these guys stay hungry, They're going to see major strides between what they look like the first day when we step on the football field and what it looks like when we get closer to the beginning of the season, Deboer said. And DeBoer knows like DeBoer has been working on building his own roster. What did K Dog say at one point in time? He knows what a championship team looks like. I mean, damn, bro. He led one to the natty, period. So he understands the game. He understands who and what type of personnel he wants, right? What type of players he wants on his team, on his squad, in his scheme, bro. For real. Ryan Grubb does, Kane Walmack does, all that. So they're searching for a specific type of player, right? Boom. And like he said, as long as they stay hungry, locked in, putting the work in, and want to be the best, they're going to be just fine. You hear me? Heavy. I'm excited because these guys are excited to be here. They're excited to be coached. They came to this culture and they came to this program and are buying into the culture that we have tried to build. And man, it's fun seeing these guys work. And that's what matters right now is their energy and their attitude and the effort they're putting forth. And them boys been going hard in the weight room, going hard with training. Them boys on that program, man. I repeat, that program, man. No cap. The strength and conditioning, hopefully, is finally up to par. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, man. Heavy. Let's get it. Roll Tide. Last offseason, DeBoer pointed to areas like being better in big moments and finishing close games as points of emphasis for the 2025 team. Yeah. While Alabama will look to be better in the run game this upcoming season, there are other areas where he would like to see improve. Huh. Let's get it. K-Dog speaking. I repeat, K-Dog finally speaking. Oh, yeah. Finishing was a priority last spring and summer. This year, it's more about starts, especially after blowout losses to Georgia and Indiana in two of the Crimson Tide's final three contests. Just do a better job of jumping on top of teams and getting faster starts as a team, DeBoer said. And that's real facts, man. That's what it's about. Starting faster, not being lackadaisical, not starting slow, being on point from snap one to the end of the game, period. From quarter one to quarter four. Being on the same accord, dialed in, locked in, and ready to play Bama ball. And it starts with DeBoer. Heavy. There were times when we did a really good job, but some of those games down the road, we didn't do that as well. The playoff games, the SEC championship, we didn't come out of the gates as strong as we need to. And that makes it hard when you're fighting an uphill battle. All facts, no cap. There are a lot of questions surrounding this year's Alabama team, whether it's who will win the quarterback battle or which players will fill the four vacancies on the first team offensive line. The uncertainty at key positions and some of the inconsistencies of the past two seasons have led many to define the 2026 campaign as a critical year three for DeBoer in T-Town. Oh, yes, no question about that, right? Right. K-Dog has a lot to prove, period. The head coach himself is approaching this pivotal offseason with the same mindset as usual. Every single year is critical, DeBoer said. I thought getting off to a good start with building our culture in year one was important. We had to take the next steps in year two. Probably a lot of people, before you even start year one, would say year three is important. And so I just look at it as they all are, and every day matters. So you just put your head down, go to work, and focus on what we're supposed to do. And that's giving everything we got every single day. Yeah, man. The program, dog, what they call it, fourth quarter. Put it all on the line in the fourth quarter. You hear me? Heavy. Every damn time. I'm proud of the way the staff continues to adapt, adjust, communicate, work, really try to hone in on the things that can make a big difference for us to take the next steps this season. And here it is, bro. Boom. Roll Tide full of damn pride, man. I repeat, Roll Tide full of damn pride, man. So we're gonna dive into the 10 freshmen, like I just said earlier, 10 freshmen who you should know. But before that, we'll take a little intermission. I will return about a good 5 minutes. Yeah. Make sure you lock in with me, rock and roll with me. I repeat, lock in with me, dog. Lock in with me, man. Roll Tide full of pride. Be right back, man. Yeah. Roll Tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, baby. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. So we at the last segment, bro. We got to talk about these freshmen in the building. We got to talk about these freshmen in the building. 10 freshmen you should definitely know. I'm sure you may already know, but let's get into it. Let's dive in. Once again, make sure if you come in the chat, like it up, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with everybody you know. Why not? Takes less than 1 second, bro. Support the grind, support the channel. Roll Tide, full of pride. Roll Tide. So boom, let's get into it, man. 10 freshmen to know on Alabama's 2026 roster. For sure. No, they talking freshmen coming in or freshmen who are actually sophomores this season. I guess we shall see. But we got we got some freshmen coming in, dog, who could potentially play and contribute right away. I can say one name. Let me know if you know the name. Sadarian Morgan. Sadarian Morgan. I'm not saying he's Julio, but they've been comparing him to Julio. Now, of course, he's not Julio, but they're just saying he could come in and make noise like Julio Jones did. you know? So here we go, man. First one up, Keelan Russell, quarterback. We already know Keelan Russell. Watch out for him. Look out for him. I mean, damn, he could be your number one QB when it's all said and done and when the smoke clears, period. Russell is one of the highest touted prospects in Alabama history, having come in as the number 2 overall player in the 2025 recruiting cycle. He redshirted last year during his true freshman season, attempting passes in 2 games and throwing 2 touchdown passes. He's a candidate to win Alabama's starting quarterback job this season, competing with redshirt junior and last season's backup, Austin Mack, this offseason. So you already know, man. Keelan Russell, bro. Watch out. Look out for Keelan Russell, period. Next up, we got Jackson Lloyd, offensive line. A lot of new faces on the O line, but some old faces as well. Certain players that must step up, period. Lloyd was another 5-star prospect in last season's true freshman class, and like Russell, he also redshirted last year. Alabama's offensive line has gone through a major transformation this offseason that's been covered throughout this series, but Lloyd is one of the few returners from last year's group, with the vacant spot at left tackle opposite fellow returner Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll, another young player, expected to play at a high level this year and come in a lot better. Period. He gained a lot of experience last season, so that should definitely translate to this season as well, for sure. He has an opportunity to win that job going into the season. Xavier Crowell, running back. We all know about Xavier Crowell, man, no cap. An in-state product from Jackson. Shout out Jackson, Alabama. Crowell is an incoming 5-star talent that's considered the number 2 running back in his high school class. Alabama's run game was the offense's biggest deficiency last season, and there's a need for some extra pop in the backfield. Crowell's explosiveness and talent, coupled with the fact that Alabama didn't add any running backs out of the transfer portal. Yeah, we saw what happened with Hollywood Smothers. All good though, poor. It's all good though, Smothers. Do your thing, boy. I repeat, Holmes, do your thing, boy. Yeah. But guess what, Holmes? You come to Bama territory, we gonna spank you, boy. Period. You hear me? Heavy. We gonna break you, dog. You hear me? Take your soul. You hear me? Chunk pump. Yeah. Roll Tide. Believe that. Come on now. Create a circumstance where he could find his way on the field quickly in his first year. No cap. Xavier Crowell definitely can play early, bro. Right? He could be a starter coming in. Shit. He has the propensity to be the starter, bro. Period. No cap. Already mature, body mature, and all that. He's a different animal, different breed. Xavier Griffin, linebacker, Holmes. Another five-star prospect from the incoming high school class, this time from the neighboring state of Georgia. Griffin is an extremely versatile defender that could be used in a number of ways on this defense. Alabama's linebacking unit lacks major experience after the departures of three seniors, meaning a player with Griffin's talent could get an opportunity despite his young age. Facts, all facts, no cap. He's also a capable pass rusher and could be used at Wolf, even if his primary position will be inside linebacker. Versatile. Question is, will he be ready? Right? Will he understand the defense, understand the scheme? What is the development like? Period. Xavier Griffin could play right away, dog, for real. Jordan Edmonds, cornerback. Alabama's two starting cornerbacks going into the 26th season are set. There's no denying that. Xavier Brown and Dejon Lee should be the top two guys on the outside this fall. All facts, no cap. With undeniable talent, but that third rotational cornerback spot is up for grabs. One of the competitors for that spot is Edmonds, a five-star out of Georgia, who's the latest tall cornerback on this roster at 6'3". We see it coming, we see it clear. Kane Walmack is searching for a certain type of cornerback, Holmes, heavy. Will he will he try to blend some more this year? Will he go man up, man heavy this year, Holmes? What is coming? I repeat, what is coming? But they're going for a certain prototype cornerback, tall, lanky, strong though as well. Might look light, but it's heavy though, right? Right. No cap, bro. Period. So watch out, look out for Jordan Edmonds to come in and make a name for himself. And in all actuality and reality, Holmes, who will win that number three corner spot? I mean, shit, Edmonds could compete with Brown maybe, Lee maybe. You know, yeah. May the best man win. I don't care if you're a freshman or a senior, sophomore, junior, bro, whatever. Put the best man on the field. And if it's a freshman, shit, dog, so be it. Roll Tide. Let's win. Let's fucking win. Darren Morgan, wide receiver. I spoke on Sadarian Morgan. Oh man, so many times, bro. So many times. So many times, right? How many times have you heard Sadarian Morgan's name? Another freshman who could come in right away and make a splash, be a starter, even. Understand we all expect Ryan Williams to bounce back and be his old self and be the wide receiver he was his freshman year, but that's no guarantee. Right? Right. Hmm. And is he really focused like he needs to be? Period. Oh yeah, we're gonna see, bro. I repeat, we're gonna see. But it's gonna be a real competition, a real battle in that receiver room as well, dog. I stand on that 10 toes down. Ain't no way around it, Holmes. Heavy. Caden Strayhorn, offensive line. Strayhorn came through the portal, right? Right. Strayhorn was one of the many additions made to this restructured offensive line. He spent his first year of college football at Michigan and redshirted, transferring to Alabama this offseason. With so few returners, Strayhorn has the opportunity to seize any of the three starting spots along the interior of the offensive line for himself. And we know it's going to be a real per battle, Holmes, up front. I repeat, may the best man win. That's all I'm going to really say on the fact. The matter at hand is we need them trenches to be dominant. We need to play murder ball. Right? Right. Oh, yeah. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Jaray Edwards, safety. Another name, Boom, has been spoken a lot. Look for Jare Edwards to come in and make some noise at the safety position, man. Oh, man. Roll Tide, man. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Bitch, yeah. hmm The safety position for Alabama is a loaded one, with both starters and multiple primary backups from last season returning. Shout out Bray Hubbard. Shout out Keon Sav. The secondary will be legendary, right? I repeat, the secondary will be legendary this year. Roll Tide, full of pride. Roll Tide. Even so, we can't go without mentioning Edwards. Even so, we can't go without mentioning Edwards because of the talent he brings with him. He's yet another five-star prospect in this class and was rated as the number two overall safety in the country. He may not see the field as safety immediately, but his talent and versatility could get him looks in other spots in the secondary, such as Husky. Oh, yeah, ain't nobody safe. I repeat, Holmes, ain't nobody safe. Nolan Wilson, defensive line. Wilson was the highest rated signee from the defensive line in Alabama's recruiting class. The Crimson Tide lost a good bit from its defensive line a year ago through both graduation and the transfer portal, and he's capable of playing multiple spots along the line. It's still unclear whether he'll be primarily working at bandit or defensive tackle, but he could provide valuable depth at either. Shout out Nolan Wilson. We're gonna see what he do, Holmes. Heavy, no cap. Roll Tide. Oh yeah. Last but not least, right? Jamarian Matthews, defensive line. Gotta win in the trenches, dog. That's where the games are won, in the trenches. Yeah. Matthews is in a very similar situation to Wilson. He's a few pounds lighter and was listed as an edge rusher rather than a defensive tackle coming out of high school. But he was also a top 100 recruit and has the ability to play multiple spots on the defensive line. For the same reasons as Wilson, he could also find himself as a depth piece, depending what position he ultimately settles at. And we know through the portal, big mean Terrence Mean Green, he's coming, he's in the building, Holmes, heavy. Oh, I guarantee you for sure, he gonna solidify that interior. I repeat, Holmes, he will solidify that interior. Ain't no way around it. He was brung in for that reason alone, right? He was brung in to what? Make the trenches legit, right? And they were already legit anyway, Holmes, heavy with London Simmons, etc. And I believe London Simmons is out, maybe out for spring training or at least the first practice. Matter of fact, we need to check the injury report as well before I get up out of here. Heavy. But yeah, man. Defensive line, Holmes, trenches, all that. Heavy. Let's get to it, bro. Roll Tide. Honorable mentions: Chuck McDonald III, A.K. Deere, Ty Haywood, Max Sutter, and Jared Doherty. And shout out all those guys, bro. Heavy. hmm What I want to say about this injury report. Yeah. 1 second. Mhm. See right here, dog. 1 second. Got some recruit news right here as well, Holmes. Heavy. Hold on, no. So yeah, it's definitely some players out for spring. Man, that sucks though as well. And y'all talking about having an 8-day game. You want an 8-day game for real, man? Fuck out of here, bro. Period. Pre-spring practice injuries open the door for these Alabama players to step up. With London Simmons, William Sanders, and Danny Lewis Jr. set to miss spring practice, there's an opportunity for these players to make a big move. See, when you're injured, dog, when you're not available, if you're not on the field, on an instant basis, it does not matter what chat a baby. You hear me? Heavy. It'll affect you in a negative way. I don't know if you're not available, but if you're not on the field on an instant basis, it does not matter. Chatter, baby. You hear me? Heavy. Roll tide. Let's get into it, man. Boom. In life and in sports, opportunity often arrives when you least expect it, with it rarely being under ideal circumstances. Facts, no cap. An injury to a teammate or coworker being sick and out of work can suddenly push an individual who was previously in the background into the spotlight, giving them a chance to prove they too could be counted on all along. For Alabama football, that situation is unfolding. It's unfolding for a handful of reserves this spring as the Crimson Tide is expected to be without players at key positions for the entirety of spring ball. And the whole damn spring? Damn, bro. No cap. Shit. Wow. Defensive lineman London Simmons, that's a big loss for the spring, in my opinion. High expectations for London Simmons, period. Offensive lineman William Sanders and tight end Danny Lewis Jr. Danny Lewis Jr., he stay injured, right? Right. No cap. Yeah. While their absences are far from ideal for Kalen Deboer and company, these openings could prove valuable for several reserves across the roster as they're now set to receive increased practice reps ahead of the 26 regular season. At a program like Alabama, like many around the college football map, spring ball has served as a proving ground where unexpected opportunities often help shape the next wave of contributors. Similar situations have unfolded in the past when injuries created openings for young players to emerge. For example, during the spring of 2014, an injury to offensive lineman Brandon Green allowed future All SEC tackle Cam Robinson to shoulder more responsibility up front. You see how that paid off. You see how Cam Robinson panned out and turned out Holmes heavy. Took advantage of what his opportunity. Yeah, period. Oh yeah. The following year, injuries to defensive lineman Deshaun Hand opened the door for then redshirt freshman Deron Payne to expand his role with Nick Saban's defense. That same scenario played out in the secondary in 2016 when Tony Brown's absence gave rising defensive back Minka Fitzpatrick the chance to step up and showcase the versatility in spring that later made him one of the nation's top defenders. So it's always a chance, man. It's always a chance, man. No cap. You hear me? Heavy. hmm The past occurrences and their abilities to work out successfully in those situations are why I encourage Crimson Tide fans not to overreact to these sudden developments ahead. With Alabama set to get the ball officially rolling this Sunday, what with that in mind, here are players I've specifically pinpointed on the Tides roster who have the most opportunities to take advantage of these three particular absences on both sides of the football this spring. Here we go, dog. Boom. Here we go. The players most likely to step up for Alabama this spring with injury absences. Defensive line, Jeremiah Beeman, Edric Hill, Kedrick Bingley Jones, who came over through the portal. With Simmons temporarily out of the picture this spring, Beeman comes first to my mind as one of the most intriguing candidates to capitalize on his absence in the defensive line room. Many thought he was next up last fall in the wake of former starter Tim Keenan the third's absence to start the season. That is, before Beeman went down himself with the season ending injury during practice in week 2 of the season. After coming off of an impressive offseason where he flashed repeatedly throughout spring and fall camp. So he will get his opportunity once again, period. At 6'4", 314 pounds, and with a season of film watching under his belt while rehabbing, this spring is the perfect time for Beeman to reestablish himself with Simmons' sideline. Beeman has filled early roles on the Alabama defensive front as a sub package and rotational interior worker in the past. But these upcoming practices could be vital as the redshirt sophomore comes in more motivated than ever with plans to prove that he can be a starter down the road if needed. Hmm. Another player who could benefit from the extra workload, in my opinion, is redshirt junior Edric Hill. Hill returns with more experience than many of Freddie Roach's reserve interior options after logging over 20 tackles, including 11 solo stops, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack in 2025 as part of the defensive line rotation alongside Simmons. Hmm. At 6'3" and 284 pounds, he possesses the size and physical tools that the Tide front seven to work more frequently in drills this spring, offering him an opportunity to accelerate his development in the eyes of DeBoer and his defensive staff, while further proving that he can indeed hold up against SEC caliber offensive linemen in a starter's role. Meanwhile, Bingley Jones enters the spring perhaps one of the most physically imposing options in the room for Walmack to pick from, and could also see a notable bump in reps. The redshirt senior now in his 7th season, will give Alabama the experience they lack after transferring from Mississippi State, where he featured in 43 career contests, with 19 starts while racking up 39 total tackles, including 2.5 tackles for loss and 1 pass breakup. So shout out Kendrick Beasley, man. No cap. Experienced guy, experienced veteran for sure. With Simmons unavailable, the spring period now provides the 6'4", 320-pounder with prime opportunity to solidify himself as a dependable rotational option heading into the 2026 regular season, while demonstrating that he can consistently impact the line of scrimmage when given more leash to do so. Then the offensive line, we got Casey Poe and Caden Strayhorn. So who's out? Sanders is out. So that means Casey Poe has an opportunity to play. Caden Strayhorn will definitely get more reps off the rip. Yeah, bro. So I ain't even got to finish the rest of this here, bro. Period, Holmes. No cap. We pretty much know what it means, bro. Period. Who's the next man up? Who's going to step up? Tight end room, Marshall Pritchard, Josh Ford, Danny Lewis Jr. being hurt again, not available again. So which one of those guys will step up and show out? Right? Marshall Pritchard, more what of a receiving tight end. Josh Ford, he came over from Oklahoma State, right? More of a blocking tight end, run blocking tight end, and all that. But it's gonna be a real battle, a per battle, dog. You hear me? Heavy, no cap, and that's just what it is. And there we are. There you have it, man. That's it for the live tonight. Make sure y'all lock in with me again. My Bama fans, my Levy dogs, for the next Bama Live. Spring practice, I repeat, spring practice begins Sunday. Are you ready, man? Are you ready for spring practice to rock and roll? Are you ready for the Bama boys to lock in? Once again, bro, fire chat up. You come in the chat, like it up, like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with everybody you know. Support the grind. Goal here. Roll Tide full of pride forever. Win, lose, or draw, but we come to win. Roll Tide. Believe that.
Peace.